All righty, how you doing? I'm Larry Mack. We are here this afternoon with Shamus the Insulter from the Arizona Renaissance Festival, which is going to be happening here very, very shortly up northeast of us. And where is that exactly?
Well,
Shamus?
It's across from Gold Canyon on Highway 60, east of Phoenix, about 17 miles. I do this full time around the country as an insulter. I've been doing that for 38 years. But I've been here since they started, and it's grown into this beautiful 50-acre place surrounded by over 200 artisans and vendors, 16 different stages with rotating amusements, 7 different kitchen areas. And a joust, a 5,000-seat joust.
The joust is amazing to watch.
It's incredible, yeah.
And it looks like they can get hurt doing that. They got to be.
These guys are athletes. It takes a horse, and they take unbelievable care of their horses. It takes about 3 to 4 years to train up a horse.
Oh, wow.
To be able to do all that. And if at any time during the training the horse really is not suited to it, they'll find something else for it to do. Matt Mansour, who runs the jousting company, he is a horseman from literally the age of 6 in New York City with the Handsome Cabs.
Oh, wow.
And so he's been around horses his whole life. His daughter is the mistress of ceremonies. And it's literally the best jousting company in the country.
So the one thing I've noticed, I go back year after year after year, I notice a lot of the same people. I would presume that, it's kind of like a traveling carnival, but it seems like it's a lot like a big extended family.
Yes, it is a community. It's not a carnival in that everyone picks up, moves somewhere else, and does a different festival. All these festivals are independently owned. There's about 42 major festivals across the country in a year. And by major, I mean 2-month festivals, roughly.
Okay.
And so most entertainers, vendors, and workers who are on the road, and I'd say about a third to half of all the people you see out there who work there are on the road pretty much full time. They'll do between 4 to 6 festivals in the course of a year.
Wow.
And that's their circuit. Now, sometimes a lot of these circuits overlap with different people you know. Sometimes you only see this person once a year. But it is professional nomads, and it's a traveling community. Yeah.
So I've always wondered this. Do you all live on site?
Most of us do, yeah. Most of the vendors live behind their booths.
Okay.
And then there are campgrounds. And anywhere from tents and trailers and things like that. Very nomadic.
Wow. Yeah, I've kind of noticed it and kind of wondered it because this event starts on Sunday, February 1st, and then ends
Saturday.
Saturday. Had the wrong copy.
It's okay.
Here.
Yeah. Every calendar year it's a little different, but we start the first weekend of February on February 1st, Saturday, and we go 9 weekends through the end weekend of March 30th.
Wow. And so when you guys are out there, rain or shine too, right?
Yes, it is an outdoor event, and we mean that. And when I mean 50 acres, when people show up, there's no way to see everything in one single visit. So my advice to people is go have fun. Go see the joust, eat your turkey leg. If so inclined, this year we have something new called a pub crawl.
What's that?
2 times a day, the Renaissance men will lead lead people to the different pubs that we have on site. And you have little flights of beer, and they have entertainment, and it's a little more adult, and it's a lot of fun. And if you get there in time, and if you get online at ArizonaRenFestInfo.com, you can get possibly a $10 off coupon.
Wow.
Yeah, they're very popular in North Carolina. They started with just 1. And then they went to 2, and they sell out before the season ever starts. And so they brought it into this show for this year, 2 different pub crawls.
Wow. Is it every weekend or is it?
Every weekend.
Oh, wow. That is fantastic.
Rain or shine. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had quite a few of the brews there, and they're very good.
They're very good.
And then one of my favorite things is I have to drop by your chocolatier.
Yes.
Those strawberries are bigger than anything I've ever seen before in my life.
The chocolate dipped strawberries, raspberries, their own chocolate confections.
Oh, wow.
Very tasty.
So tell me a little bit, Shamus, how you got the job as being the insulter.
When I was 26 years old, I joined an outdoor stunt company called On Edge. And for 2 years, I got beat up a lot because I was a big guy. I'm still a big guy, and I was the villain. 1 year I went to Kansas City for free to learn the craft of stage fighting, and in between I had to find a way of making a living. So I would go in between the 7 fights I would do every day and try to sell arguments or sarcasm or insults. And the insults seem to take place, and so I developed a character, Shamus the Insulter, and I've been doing that for 36 years full time.
36 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And to be clear, this is different than Tomato Justice.
Yeah, Vegetable Justice, Tomato Justice, they're the same thing. Those guys will really try to get people upset, so when they're slinging tomatoes at their faces that have been stuck through a hole in the fence, their aim gets off. What I do is I say everything from very family-friendly, G-rated stuff all the way to NC plus outrageous adult flinchy stuff. I don't use blue language, but I'm very descriptive. And my goal is, and I say this all the time, if the person I'm insulting isn't laughing and enjoying themselves, I'm not doing my job correctly. Any of us can insult someone else and make them feel bad.
Yes.
It takes a very, and I will brag about this, I'm very good at what I do. And I've been insulting people, like I said, for 36 years. And in that time, only about 4 or 5 people have truly gotten upset. I immediately stop what I'm doing. I apologize, and I move on. Because my goal here is to entertain.
Yes.
And so, like I said, I'm very descriptive, but I don't make the person feel bad.
So give me an example of a
Well, and for instance, that thing you call a beard is very nice on you, but it does look like a place where balding ferrets go to die.
That's awesome.
No charge.
No,
so
that's awesome.
But things along those lines.
Balding ferrets.
Yeah.
You are very descriptive.
Thank you. Well, I call them as I see. So
That's fantastic.
yeah, you're very what is it called? Aerodynamic. So, yeah.
Can I use that one?
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Mine
Absolutely.
to you. Yeah.
So, yeah, when you do this, are you thinking about it 24/7, like new ways and more creative ways to do the insults?
Well, I have a Patreon too, and I'm going to plug myself at Shamus the Insulter. So I write new material all the time. I'm working on new material to bring in. There's some old standards that I've been using for years, and there's stuff that I know will work, but I also love bringing in and trying new material because I get paid to try new material. And that way, I am now insulting like 3rd generations of families.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I started years ago, and I say this to this day, if you give me a week, I can insult or compliment. I do compliments too in any language, but you got to give me a week build up. So I've done it in Russian, German, French, Spanish, Latin, Klingon, Dothraki, Sindarin, or High Elven. Years and years ago, I started complimenting between these 2 people in Colorado, Klingon compliments. And then it went to Klingon insults. And they liked it so much, and I was like, oh, that's so nice. Next year they came and they said, because of you, we decided to go ahead and pull the trigger, and we got married. And here's our little boy. His name is Shamus.
Oh.
They named their boy after the guy who insulted their parents in Klingon.
Wow.
So, yeah. And my whole life has been just replete with unbelievable connection with other people in being an insulter. Yeah.
I've been going to the Arizona Renaissance Festival probably since the beginning.
Nice.
I remember back when that location was in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's quite surrounded by, the city is kind of encroached it a little bit. But when you're inside, I was there a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going in there going, you really do feel like you're in the Renaissance era. And how do you guys keep that up? I notice every now and then I notice new stuff there and stuff like that. But how do you keep it going?
Jeffrey Siegel is the owner of this festival. His big belief is reinvesting into the actual infrastructure. We have a new well this year. There's a brand new front gate that is literally being finished, being built right now.
Wow.
To make it bigger. There's a feast hall that got added about 10 years ago. That's really cool, by the way. If you buy tickets for a feast, you get, I think, a 7-course meal with entertainment throughout the entire meal. It's a really good deal. And part of that is included entry into the festival.
Wow, I didn't even know about that.
Right.
I've been there.
It tends to sell out real early. So if anyone's listening, get a hold of ArizonaRenFestInfo.com. Buy your tickets now, and it's a pretty good deal.
So if somebody's never been there, okay, I've been there quite a few times, so I can explain it to people. And
right.
People, it's like it's a tradition here in Arizona.
Right.
But say somebody just moved here, or somebody's just they've lived under a rock, but how would you explain it to them? What can people expect?
What it is, and the reason it's been going on so long at 32 years. The oldest one is in South California. I think it's 67 years. This is one of the few places in modern life, as complex as it is, you can come through those gates. You can dress up in pretty much anything you want, except nudity. You can't come through nude. Or just as a regular person, and you get to play. You get to interact with artisans who make their own pottery, clothing, jewelry, swords. You get to interact with street characters like myself. You get to see acts on stage you wouldn't see anywhere else. You get to see a joust. You get to eat foods you normally, you can go to State Fair and eat those type of foods, and we have some of those foods, but we have some very unique foods. We got a Mediterranean place. We've got an Indian place. We've got English pub food. And then there's push rides for the children. It's basically this immersive experience where you can leave behind the cares of the world and just enjoy yourself. And that's what keeps it going year after decade after decade.
When I first started going, I was in my early 20s. And so I went there and I was going there for the beer and the, stuff like that. Then I went there a few years ago with my kids. Mm-hmm. And, you're right. The push rides. I'm like looking at this going, how are my kids going to have fun here? And they had a blast.
Awesome.
And because the rides are actually being pushed by
humans,
and it's like there's a variation of carnival rides that you would expect, but Ren style.
Right. This is a very human-intensive interaction, and you get experiences you just don't get at any other locale, except perhaps really hardcore historic recreation places like Plymouth Rock or Plymouth Village out, on the East Coast. But you get to play and you get to wander around. And because not only do I do insults, I've also been teaching self-defense for 34 years now. A lot of women, a lot of people who are othered, a lot of minorities come through these gates and they feel safe. They feel welcomed because we welcome everyone except the intolerant.
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
And what I love about it too is, if you normally go to, another, say, fair of some kind, even a street fair, and you see somebody dressed up as a pirate, you're going to look at them.
Right.
There, it's sometimes hard to tell who's the workers who worked there and who's coming in, because you encourage people to dress up.
Oh, yeah, we love that. There are season ticket holders for years that come dressed up. We call them patrons. And
Patrons,
yeah. And they have just as much fun. You get to interact with people you don't normally interact with. And I think that just helps humanity in general. That's my personal philosophy. And yes, as the insulter who says outrageous things, if you don't have a kind heart, if you don't have a welcoming presence, this festival would fold the next day. We welcome everybody. And that is an unusual thing.
Well, the food is fantastic. The drinks are fantastic, and it is actually fun for the whole family. And as my wife likes to say, she's never seen so many bosoms in her life.
It is well known for that historically. And the cod pieces on the gentleman can be quite dramatic. So yes, but we have everything from family-friendly shows, petting zoos, rides, to what we call loose cannon shows, which are basically R-rated shows that some of the stage people will do at the end of the day. And they let you know this is a loose cannon or this is an R-rated show. So if you're easily offended, that's not our problem.
Yeah, but or take your kid away too.
Or take your kid away, right? And they make those announcements, and then you go have fun. So there's literally fun for the entire range of the human experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been there many times. It's one of my favorite events. It's a trek up north, and I have to compliment you on this. I've been to many events up north, and even here in Tucson, where leaving an event is crazy with the parking. Getting out of there is actually pretty easy.
They have worked so hard because we are constrained by Highway 60. It's 2 lanes either way.
Yep.
We've put in some cross things. We have a professional parking crew. We've worked very hand in hand with the State Patrol for marking and things like that. So we hope that when you leave, you're not stuck in traffic for an hour.
Yep.
Because we'll get tens of thousands of people. And it's a big event. And I warn people that it's outdoors. Please bring a hat, make sure you drink water, wear comfortable shoes, and have fun.
Well, also, too, the nice part is, say you forget to bring a jacket, you can buy clothing there.
Oh, yes.
You
can even rent clothing.
Oh, you can rent?
Outside the front gate, you can rent different types of costumes if you want.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
So some of the people could show up. My daughters absolutely love. We've done where they do the makeup on the
yeah.
face.
Face painting?
Yep.
Yeah. There's a woman, Lori Ann. She's backed by Legacy Forge. She just started her new face painting. She's fabulous. It's unlike most face painters. And all face painting out there is fabulous. There's Marna. She's been doing it for years. We have face painters. We have henna artists that are extraordinary. That'll do those temporary tattoo on your hands. Those folks are incredible. We have got everything for people to wear, to buy, to try, to eat. Yep.
And if people want to find out more information, you've mentioned it a couple of times, but what is the website?
ArizonaRenFest.info.com.
Okay.
Or just put in ArizonaRenFest.com.
You're going to find it.
And you'll find it.
And we'll have a link on klpx.com as well for y'all and the other stations here, too.
And you can find me in the streets. I'm a tall guy with a very unusual hat, and I have a sign on my butt that says, Shamus the Insulter, at your service.
So you walk around.
Yeah, I'm a street character.
Okay, do you have a show at any particular time?
I literally walk the grounds all day.
Oh, wow.
The last hour of the day, I sit next to the big stone bridge.
Okay.
Next to the Nun stage. And when you go out there, it's Middleshire stage, but it's where Hey Nunny Nunny performed. They're a great singing nun group. And I also become question man. I sit down. So one, fans can find me. Like I said earlier, I'm now into the third generation of insulting family members. I'm now insulting the grandchildren of people I insulted 30 years ago. And but I also answer any question. And so that allows me to interact with people and ask, so what did you like about today? Or do you have any question? And they ask questions about life, mathematics, science, religion, whatever they want.
Wow.
And we'll have a conversation.
So you've been doing this 30 plus years.
38 years, yeah.
So you're there, do you see some of the same faces year after year and you get to know them pretty well? And
this is the extraordinary thing about being an insulter. Yes, the table was not there during the high school job fair. I have fans at every festival who've seen me for years, some for decades. And that's what encourages me to keep working on new material, bringing new things in. But yeah, they'll come running up and I recognize their faces. I will not remember their names because I literally interact with over 100,000 people in the course of a year.
Oh, yeah.
And by interact with, I mean make eye contact, have some sort of emotional response.
Yep.
That's an interaction. I once had a clicker with me for a weekend. I just clicked as fast as I counted as fast as I could. And then I extrapolated it out, averaged it all out. And it's about 110,000 people a year that I personally interact with. And you put that over 38 years.
Yes. It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I swim through people all day long in the crowds. My brain is irised open. It's the most challenging and rewarding thing I have ever done in my life. And I'm profoundly grateful to still be an insulter. I do compliments as well as professional apologies, marriage proposals. I guarantee you some marriage proposals or your money back, but not longevity. That's out of my purview.
You do marriage proposals?
I do marriage proposals.
On site?
On site.
Oh, wow.
I am 20 and 0. I am 20 yeses, 0 nos.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because some people know that I do this. If you want to ask someone to marry you in a public place, it can be very nerve-wracking. There's a lot of emotions. There's also other people. So what I do is I create a very romantic environment between these two people, espousing the bonds between them, create this warm, loving bubble, as it were. And right at the appropriate moment, I step back. And so whoever's proposing just has to offer a ring or get down on the knee and say, will you marry me? And then the rest is theirs. I'm also the main officiant for this show and 2 others. I do weddings out there as well.
Oh, people can get married out there?
Oh, yeah. We have a chapel. Last year, they did 19 ceremonies out there, wedding vow renewals and marriages.
Does it become like a big party afterwards there, too?
Yeah. There's different levels of packages you can have, up to and including having a joust named after you.
Oh, wow.
And you get to sit up with the queen. And, yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah, but I've been doing weddings and Renaissance festivals for 18 years now.
That is fantastic.
Almost like a Renaissance man. Yeah.
You are.
I know.
Absolutely. Well, Shamus, thank you very much for coming down here today. Looking forward to seeing you up there. And again, the dates for that is going to be February 1st through March 30th. And it's open every weekend.
Every weekend, 10 to 6, rain or shine.
Is it open on any holidays?
We do, I think, President's Day.
Yep. All right. So you'll be open then.
Yeah. It has been a pleasure talking with you.
Been a pleasure talking to you too, Shamus. And I'm going to remember the ferret thing the rest of my life.
Well, it suits.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Again, the website one more time.
ArizonaRenFest.info or ArizonaRenFest.com.
Thank you.